Hi there. So, Nike, the company, sent two representatives to Africa to sell shoes. So a week passes, and one of the representatives calls back and says, "Bring me back. This is I can't work here. No one wears shoes here." A month passes, and the other manager that has been the representative that was sent by Nike calls in and says, "Send me more shoes. No one wears shoes here." It is a metaphor which really brings out the way you look at things. The first one said, no one wears shoes, so I can't do nothing. The other one saw only potential that everyone needs shoes. Now we entered the month of Kislev. Today is Rosh Chodesh Kislev, and it's the month of redemption. There's every day basically, there's something special, a special date. There's the redemption, the days of redemption of the first Rebbe, the second Rebbe, and our Rebbe, which is today Rosh Chodesh Kislev, the Rebbe's liberation. In what happened is that in 77, the Rebbe had a very strong stroke during Simchas Torah. It's on Simchas Torah, and it was just what happened was that usually the doctors, so the Rebbe did not go to the hospital, and the Rebbe asked that the doctors would come, and they set all the cardiologists and everyone came to 770 and cared for the Rebbe. The Rebbe was already 75 at the time, and it wasn't young, and everyone thought that, the Rebbe did so much for Judaism all over the world, for world Jewry and for the whole world throughout his maybe he needs to stop. And on Rosh Chodesh Kislev, so he was in his room, he didn't come out of his room for this month, a little bit over a month. And on Rosh Chodesh, on the new month of Kislev, the Rebbe came out to the public, and it became a very special day, the day of liberation. And from that moment, the Rebbe is 75. The Rebbe enhanced everything that was before that. Everything became much, much greater. The Rebbe just grew. There's no age, and the Rebbe put such an emphasis that all of our deeds, all of our mitzvahs, have to be done to bring Mashiach. I just heard a story, an amazing story. So the Israeli government, they were updating the Rebbe, and there was a lot of contact between the Rebbe and the Israeli government. And they would send, when there were wars, they would send kind of like a letter that told the Rebbe the soldiers that have died. And this was unfortunately on a regular basis whenever that happened. And once the Rebbe had received the letter, he sent a letter back that it's missing someone. And once they saw the list, that indeed there was one soldier that was missing, and the representatives were amazed. How did the Rebbe know? This is not a public knowledge even yet. The Rebbe knew it, that it's missing one name. So once they let the Rebbe know that he was right, they asked the Rebbe, how do you know? This was by a representative of the Israeli government that came to the Rebbe, and the Rebbe said, this room, all the souls that are leaving the world, all the souls are coming out through this room. this is something very not regular. The Rebbe would usually not reveal these things in the spiritual realms. What happens? But here the Rebbe told him that all the souls go through this room, and it's just amazing that you get a little bit understanding of what the Rebbe is. The Rebbe's connection to every Jew is just essential connection, and it's all about. So as I started with that parable of Nike sending their representatives, one saw no one wears shoes, so no one can buy, and the other one saw no one has shoes, so everyone needs shoes. The same thing is with us. We have to look at the world. It's like some people look, what? This world? No way Mashiach can come right now. The redemption can happen right now. And that's a negative way to look. But the way the Rebbe taught us is to look at, what do you mean? The whole world is looking for a meaning. The whole world is looking for redemption. The whole world is really looking for that. And we have that. The Torah God gave us this in the Torah. So spread it, don't leave it. And that's also connection with what we made a video yesterday about Hanukkah, making the Hanukkah campaign to spread the light. If you know someone that doesn't have a menorah, let us know, give us the address, we will send him a menorah. And Mazel Tov to the Grzotsky family for the baby naming this morning, and for the Vido family for the birth of their daughter, and the Burkov family for the birth of their daughter. Their namings are coming up. We wish them Mazel Tov to have nachas from their children. I hope to see you. Please, if you can make it tonight, 6 p.m. for Shabbos, come. We've been having a hard time to getting a minyan for the night. Tomorrow, 9:30, Hasidus class. 10 a.m. services, 11:15 Torah reading, 1 p.m. Kiddush. Hope to see you. Have an amazing Shabbos and an amazing, great new month of Kislev. Good Shabbos.